Alright, finally the servers are back up. Hey, I'm gonna take a quick look over the patch notes before I jump into some games. So it looks like Electric got reworked. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. Electric 7 got reworked, let you supercharge your electric Pokemon. Artificial items now are named tools, and only a subset of tools will be found within the artificial synergy. No. Well, I don't know if that's good or bad. Item Reef Crafted. Several items have been redesigned. Lucky Egg into heavy duty boots. Fluffy Tail into safety goggles. Choice Scarf into loaded dice. And Rotom Phone into Spell Tag. And new tools and gadgets are now available. Choose your starter. Stage 0. Portals now work like other portal rounds and let you choose your starter Pokemon from the selection of 3 based on the portal symbol. Eevee is now a special starter option like Kecleon and Arceus. Eevee is now a special starter option like Kecleon and Arceus. So are there going to be like starters that are being taken out of the pool now? I'm confused. We'll have to see when we get into a game. And we got some new Pokemon. Finally, the Rotoms have special types. Okay, so is this gonna be like you get? So I wonder if regular Rotom's not light anymore, which is interesting because he was one of the better light uniques. Looks like he's pretty much artificial now and not light anymore. We got a new light unit. I'm assuming that this one is a. I don't like that it's not selecting properly. It also should probably full screen. Sorry, wrong one. Why do I keep clicking on that? Why does it keep deselecting it? Let's refresh. Okay, now it's not dipping out. Okay, it still is kind of doing it. I guess we can look at them in the team builder in a moment. Okay. I'm assuming Rotom works kind of like the ground dragon, where you can like drag the thing, or like Dioxys, where you can like change their forms based on what items you have. I was going to compare it to Ogerpon, but actually, maybe Ogerpon is an apt comparison because the masks all stay in your inventory on the left side. I'm going to assume it works more like Rotom, or sorry, Ogerpon, where all the items are on the side and you just drag them over to churn them into these different types. We'll have to look and see how good they are. Okay, new Pokemon: Rotom Heat Wash, Frost Fan, Mo, Galarian Weezing. He's fairy. Yeah, that's what I thought. The Worm, which is Ground Steel. That's cool. Now there's a couple different Ground Steels. Wonder how much of a overlap you can do that with, because there's Drillbur, there's Steelix, there's another one, isn't there? There's another one. I just can't think of it. I guess you can kind of stick the Aggron, sorta. He's not ground, but he can fit into a ground team as the ninth. What's Kling Klang? Steel Artificial? That's another artificial overlap with Steel. So with Veveroom, this, the sword, and Beldum, we got 4 Steel Artificial overlaps. Who's this Pinkern? Or Pinchern? Amorphous. Hey, that's another... Oh, it's a unique. It's another amorphous aquatic electric type with that Electros line. Gameplay. Stage 0, portals now corral on you 3 starters with 3 item components that can be chose from the portal symbols, which places a random Pokemon given to you at the start of the game. So that means you get an item on round 1 of the game. Max fighting duration has been increased from 40 seconds to 50 or 45 seconds. This should get less draws now. Unless, both people are incredibly durable and do low damage output. Increase base duration of item... Base duration of... From 15 to 16 seconds. The base... From 5 to 6... A bit more time to read item description and make your choice. Okay, I'm guessing that that's the window... The windows that pop up when you're making your choice. You have 1 more second. I don't know what it means by delay. But I'm assuming that the choice, we have 1 more second to think about that. Units with both burn and freeze. Status is now unfreeze twice as fast. Status now unfreeze twice faster. Okay, so if you burn a frozen target, you unfreeze quicker. Interesting. So you definitely do not want Pokénomicon in a Frost team. Synergies have been reordered based on their amount and amounts of families, unique legendaries, and specials included. This has an impact in cases of equalities between synergies, notably Arceus and Kecleon. Okay, so I think what it's saying with that is it's going to be switching around the order of them on the status bar screen based on amount of families. So does that mean the amount of Pokemons that are within the synergy is how it appears on the sidebar? But I think that's what it's meaning with the whole Arceus and Kecleon thing, is if there's overlapping synergies that it could choose from, it's going to choose the one with the most families on your team. I think that's what it's saying. Synergies obtained with unknown W. Which synergy is Porygon converted to? Synergies obtained with... Oh, this is the... sorry. I didn't realize that. That's the notable thing. Arceus, I didn't know what unknown W is. I don't really know what any of the unknowns do. I never really use them. But okay, it also converts what Porygon's going to turn into. When evolving a Pokemon by merging 3 copies, items held by the unit on the board are prioritized rather than those held on the bench. Okay, so if you accidentally have items on the same unit on the bench, it'll push it off the unit and prioritize the ones that are on the board. Okay. Don't know when that would happen. Well, I guess if you want to switch items around, that works now. Like if you want to take items off of a Pokemon and put a new set of items on it, you could stick it on a new copy of that and stick it on the board. Okay, interesting. I'll have to keep that in mind. That's good information. Board effects, smog, traps, terrain can now overlap on the same cell. Units moving through the cell with multiple board effects will gain all effects. Okay, so stuff like, I guess it wasn't prioritizing putting like the burning fire and like Skarmory's like spikes on the same terrain, and now it will. Okay, interesting. Reworked Electric 7. So did it not touch the rest of Electric? Okay. Electric 7 supercharged. Triple attacks also burn 10 PP of the target and charge a cell battery by 5%. Each cell battery on bench gives 3 speed to all your electric Pokemon. Cell batteries can also be used on electric Pokemon to supercharge them for the next fight, granting it 50 speed and electric field. Electric field just increases electric Pokemon damage. So are we going to be getting batteries now? I'm going to have to check out electric and see how it works. New effects for grass. 40% of overhealing now gained as max HP. Okay, I like that. I've always loved grass. Grass is one of my favorite. Well, grass floral is one of my favorite synergies in the game. Right after my fire ghost team that I love so much. But I do love grass. I just always felt like it was kind of a weak synergy. Especially, like, I love grass floral. I always have. I've liked it even before the changes to it. But buffing grass definitely helps will also help floral, because there's a lot of overlap in grass. And one of the problems I always had with grass is that, yes, if you're at full health, then the healing does nothing. So if your Pokemon aren't getting targeted, they're not getting any benefit. So this will help with that. As well as the healing is good in certain stages of the game, but in certain other stages of the game, it's not as impactful. Like getting a really early Grass 3 in the first couple of rounds of fighting PvP combat. Grass is... Grass is quite powerful for those like first 2-ish fights. But once they get the 5 Pokemon on the field, it starts out damaging the healing to the point where the healing feel like it's impactful, but it's not, super impactful. But if you're able to rush up to Grass 5, then you can also hit a curve. But getting 5 grass types on the churn that you hit Grass 5 is quite hard. But then you hit another bump where you're kind of above the power curve for a little bit, and then you start falling off once people hit like 7. And if you can rush up to 7 and get Grass 7 on the field, that's really awesome. But then it starts falling off once people start getting their legendary and 8, 9 Pokemon on the field, and they can just... The healing is still... It's still good, but it's not... It's better as the mons like dwindle down. If you're able to use your grass Pokemon to burst down their guys, and then they burst down your guys, and then you have your power carries left on the field, the healing will be impactful in the like 2 versus 2, 1 versus 1 ending scramble, because the healing will be more impactful the less Pokemon that are on the field. But I've always felt like grass, unlike a lot of the other synergies provide power. Grass provides more of a defensive bonus, and it's not a defensive as in just like more defensive. It's just like over time you're getting benefit from it. It isn't like an innate defensive bonus like ground or ice or rock or can't think of there's definitely another one out there. Oh yeah, fighting. That's why I did like the previous patch that added more fighting grass into the game, because I think fighting and grass have amazing synergy with each other, because fighting reduces damage taken, and then it has that additional synergy that you like hit back after you take a certain amount of hits for some amount of damage absorbed. And the healing allows those Pokemon to stay alive long enough to make use of that punch, as well as the dampened damage from fighting synergize as well with the healing per second from grass. So I always thought those had really amazing overlap, and I was really happy when that patch came out and added a handful more grass and fighting overlap synergy, where you can pretty much make almost a grass 7 slash fighting team, which is cool if you get really lucky, and maybe with a grass stone or two. Psychic synergy threshold changed from 2, 4, 6 to 3, 5, 7. That'll hurt certain things a bit. I think that'll hurt water psychic, which I have a couple videos of water psychic. I have that video titled, I guess you don't need much to make water psychic work. So yeah, I guess now you can't make water psychic work as easily, so that video is gonna outdate real easy. I guess that makes pure psychic teams not as dangerous. I'm always pretty scared of like a psychic fairy team or a psychic fighting team. The push up by 1 definitely hurts psychic quite a bit. New effect at Psychic 3. An unknown has a 5% chance to appear in your shop. I don't really like these unknowns, to be honest. Every time I've played Psychic, I kind of shy away from them. New effect for Psychic 7. Get a unknown shop and free roll after every fright and every 10 shop rerolls. Interesting. I think that the creators of the game's idea was originally, before this patch, was that you get Psychic 6 and then when you hit 7 per se, you're just throwing an unknown on the field or something like that, in the blank slot, because you're getting the power of Psychic. But it's always better to just have an evolved Pokemon in that slot than an unknown, in my opinion. Changed Ice. Free chance on hit is now 30% at all levels. That's going to be a huge nerf to Ice. Special defense buffed. Just at 3rd and 4th level of it, from 30 to 40, and wait, it isn't buffed at all at the last level. So it's just buffed on the 3rd rank, I guess, to make up for the drop on the freeze chance. That's a pretty sizable nerf to Ice, to be honest. I don't know if I like that. I always felt that Ice is like, it's a good synergy, but But ice is held back as it doesn't have a whole lot of overlap with a lot of other things besides aquatic. Which is fine because those two synergize quite well together. And it doesn't have a lot of like. It's a lot harder to get ice to work if you're trying to force it because it relies a lot on additionals really to get off the ground. It is a strong synergy. It's just it takes a bit to get it to work. Fighting throws now throw the target further away and always on target's team side of the board and only if the target is at melee contact. Okay. I guess that allows you to surround the unit easier. To like burst it down with all your other fighting mons. Okay, interesting. Artificial items have been renamed to tools. Some tools are now exclusive to the Electrovite Town encounter. Some tools are now exclusive only to... Okay, so what I'm hearing from this, right, is that artificial, when you hit the synergies, will give you a tool, right? And there's a pool of tools, but some of them are only available in the artificial pool, and some of them are only within the wheel that you get these now new tools instead of artificial items. So it'll be a tool wheel. I'm guessing some of the new tools they added, like the hard helmet and the monster energy drink thing, and I don't know. I don't know which ones will be in the pool, but I know they added a handful of like strong ones, and I guess they're only going to be exclusive to the town encounter now. Hey, Rotom phone item is removed due to the rework of Rotom. I don't know why they need to do that, but okay, sure. You could have just kept the Rotom item into the game. It doesn't make any sense that you'd... Why would it affect Rotom's rework? But okay, sure, whatever. Maybe they needed the Rotom phone item for one of the Rotom evolutions? I don't know. Removed Toxic Orb. But I kind of liked Toxic Orb. Okay, sure. I like seeing that thing every once in a while. And it synergizes with some very specific Pokemon. So if you can get that kind of like power combo with a Fluffy Tail or something, or we don't want Fluffy Tail on those Pokemon. You want Assault Vest. Okay. New Pokemon spell tag gives the Ghost synergy. When a holder dies, curses its attacker, KO of 9 seconds. Okay, I think I like that a little bit more than the Rotom phone. And it makes basically gives the Ghost 8 ability as well as the Ghost Dog's cast ability. But I do like the on dies. So you can specifically spell tag a weak Pokemon that you want to redirect damage to die early. So you can like put a Pokemon off to the side in a Ghost team if you get the spell tag. That's interesting. Though you're not going to get the spell tag too often in a Ghost team. But there is a little bit of artificial overlap in Ghost, so there is a chance of getting it. Fluffy Tail is now renamed as Safety Goggles. In addition to its previous effect, it now grants immunity to Sandstorm damage. Okay. I don't know how good that is overall, but I mean, an additional buff to Fluffy Tail is fine. Fluffy Tail is already a strong item. That makes it slightly stronger in certain edge cases. Choice Scarf is now renamed to Loaded Dice and now gives the less luck-based stat. So Choice Scarf was... That was the ice item, right? With Magnet? Is that what's getting changed? It now gives 30 luck. And attacks have a... I guess they were testing it at 100, but now it has a 50% chance to bounce to random enemies for what was 100, but now is... Or what was 50 and now is 100% of the attack damage. So sorry. Now gives luck and attacks have 50% chance to randomly... Oh. Okay. So they're kind of like but nerfing Choice Scarf. They don't want a cleave on an item, so they're only giving it a chance to cleave. And it's only to a random enemy. So it's not even a full cleave. Because I'm pretty sure Choice Scarf was able to hit all the targets around the target that was being auto-attacked. So yeah, this is a pretty sizable nerf to Choice Scarf. Oh, I guess why it's doing this was that's what old Choice Scarf was. So this looks like the Loaded Dice is going to be the new luck item because it looks like they're getting rid of Lucky Egg completely. Interesting. I don't know how good that is. Because the people you'd want to put Lucky Egg on, do you really want them having a chance to hit a second target? I guess. Like the ones I can think of is the Delibirds and the other one, the Iron something, the one that looks like Delibird. And there's Rhydon. And I sometimes like putting it on Hisuian Typhlosion because it has a percentile chance-based thing on it, even though that isn't the biggest impact because it already has a percent chance of doing it on auto attacks anyways because of the fire synergy, but it allows the cast to have a higher chance of igniting things, which is nice. I guess it's just a nerf, and now it's the new luck item, which means they're kind of nerfing Lucky Egg at the same time. But Lucky Egg was not the most amazing item anyways, so maybe this is like a buff to... You can look at it in a different way, in a more positive light. This is like a upgrade to Lucky Egg in a way, making it an auto attack Lucky Egg, getting rid of the just AP damage on it and turning it into an auto attack item, if you want to look at it in a more positive light. Okay, so what's Lucky Egg getting replaced with? Heavy Duty Boots. Base stats are 12 defense, and it gives ability power, and the holder is immune to board effects and forces and force displacements. Board effects and force displacements. That will be really good against is it Dialga? Oh, Palkia. I think it's Palkia. Palkia's the water dragon legendary. Putting that on a backline that you don't want to get focused down. It'll also be really good against Pokemon that like to rotate Pokemon and the fighting synergy that they mentioned earlier. Like the double swords, the ghost steel type. Heavy Duty Boots would be good against that. Helps to stop your Pokemon from getting focused down if they get swapped. I don't know how good that is. I don't know if displacement effects are that powerful that you want a dedicated item slot on a backline to that. But there has been games where I've been messed up with that. So I wonder if it just fully stops it. I'm gonna have to test it. We'd have to test the ghost sword against with heavy duty boots on a front line and see if his ability will swap places or if the ability will go off and then Doublade will just stand still. Because that would be cool if it does that. Because that would kind of hard counter that ability, which would be good. That'll also be really good against like Starly. Yeah, that'd be really good against Starly. Or like some of the I think there's other birds that do it. That'd be good against Flying 8 too, because I think no Flying 8's just the dive bomb. I'm trying to think if there's any other Pokemon that like move your Pokemon around. I don't know. Maybe new ones will come out and Heavy Boots will be a lot better. Hey, X-Ray Visions now has a new icon. That looks the same to me. Does it look more three-dimensional or something? I don't know. Looks the same to me. Unless this is the old one and the new one's just not there. Change Pokédoll. Holders are now more likely to be chosen as the target. That's cool. It's like a pseudo-taunt item now, which I don't mind. Because I usually partner Pokédoll with Muscle Man, and you kind of want your Muscle Band user to take hits. When a Pokemon is considered as a new target between several at equal distance, it will prefer to target the holder of the Pokédoll. I do like that. I don't know if that makes sense for what Pokédoll is, but because Pokédoll and maybe the creators of the game might want to consider thinking of a new name for the item with a new icon. Because Pokédoll is the whole idea of Pokédoll is to try to escape combat in the Pokemon games, isn't it? I'm pretty sure that's what it does in the Pokemon games. Okay, Electrizer now gives the electric type. That's cool. And the Megamizer also gives a fire type. Okay. Removes the PP burn on triple attack. Which should be fine because that basically will happen if you hit electric. The electric 7 synergy anyways. Megamizer now base stats of attack 3 to 5. The holder does not suffer from burn. Did they suffer from burn before? Oh, maybe they just can't suffer from burn. So it's impossible for them to get burnt if they're holding the item, maybe? And it gains 30 speed when it is affected by burn. Okay. It used to be affected by burn, was it? I don't know. I've never really read Megmatizer in full. Oh no, I got dropped from the server for not being in a game. I'm busy reading the patch notes. Come on. I'm active. Okay. Instead of gaining Instead, it gains 30 speed when it's affected by burn. Okay, interesting. Pokevirus now gives the poison type synergy. Oh, geez. Okay, so Poison Orb gets a bit of a buff because Pokevirus is a awesome item. Okay, I like that. At least the poison synergy type is still in the game. And I usually try to get this item if I see it, if there's nothing better on the board. But this will also make other people want it a lot more. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing? Okay, there's Dragon Scale that gives the Dragon synergy, which is cool. I love that. But that also just makes Dragon even more powerful of a synergy. So, especially since Dragon's synergy is based on how starred the unit is. That could be crazy. If you give like a unique that is a 4-star just by virtue of how it works, that would be super strong. It's not going to happen every game, but jeez. Because I'm assuming this is going to be one of the tools you can only get in the exclusive town. I don't think you can get it. I would hope that you can get this from the artificial synergy all the time. Not that if you're going dragon, it'd be pretty hard to get artificial. They don't have a lot of overlap. New tool, Terrain Extender. At the start of the fight, holder gains either electric field, grass field, psychic field, or fairy field. When casting its ability, spread the field effect to all allies sharing the field synergy. Interesting. I know they just started kind of adding these field effects into the game, so there isn't a whole lot of Pokemon that have them yet, but as more patches come out, this might be more seen, and this item definitely is cool for that. Especially grass field, as I said, grass, as I was saying earlier, grass kind of suffers from being a defensive, semi-defensive type, but this adds damage to grass type Pokemon, so that is definitely a welcome item if you're playing grass. Added a new synergy gem for all synergies except baby. These gems can be found buried in the ground, but can be obtained from Celebi's encounter. Okay, so I'm assuming that what it's saying here is that there weren't gems for every type, but now there is except for baby. Because I'm assuming fighting was one of the gems you couldn't get, because I've never seen it get dug up. So there's going to be a fighting gem now? Okay, interesting. As well as, have I seen a grass gem? Or a monster gem? I think those are like two I haven't seen either. Maybe there was a grass gem, I'm not sure. I don't know if that's good or not. Because the more that are in the pool, the more you can't predict. That might be like a pseudo nerf to ground. Or at least going full ground. Because the problem that ground has, in my opinion, I know that I think it's Shibolva. He loves ground. He loved old ground, and he still likes new ground. I would love to hear his thoughts on the new ground, like a whole like video talking about the new ground synergy and his thoughts on it. Because I'm personally of the opinion that ground is kind of a weaker synergy now. Though it does have some strong things going for it. I think that going full ground, I did have a game where I went second place recently as ground, I think. I just think that it's kind of lacking. One, it's lacking a lot of uniques and legendaries. It has a very, very small pool for both of them, which is cool because consistency-wise, you can kind of predict what you're going to get. But kind of like with Floral, problem with Floral too is that it has a lot of very few uniques and legendaries, and the legendaries it has is not, they're not like power players. You can't reliably get a floral carry that's a legendary that you can stick some items on. So you're kind of relying on evolving the shop units to carry the team. Um, the problem with ground, in my opinion, is that it doesn't have much of a backline besides its legendaries and Burmy ground, which is good. And I think that it also kind of relies on getting some power additionals and then potentially regionals. But it's like base kit of ground units that you can get, that you can guarantee get. They're a little lackluster, which is fine. That's how things are supposed to play out. You shouldn't be able to make a amazing team from the base units, but the synergies that work better are the ones that can, like fire and ghost. Base units are really strong with the synergy. I think that's the big problem is the base units are strong with the synergy, but I don't feel like the base units in ground are as strong with ground synergy. I could be wrong though. I don't have amazing experience playing the new ground or even the old ground, even though that one, you know, was pretty easy strategy because I think old ground was a little bit on the broken side. But I don't know if this is a nerf or a buff to ground. I think it'll be a interesting thing if you're just running a couple ground early game like I do sometimes to look to fish for gems and extra items. So it'll allow you to pull off some unique strategies now that there are more gems because you could find a monster gem. Suddenly now you can go monster in a game that you weren't planning on going monster, so that's neat. And a monster gem would be good in ground too. There's a bit of overlap with that. So maybe it's a buff, maybe it's a nerf. I have no clue. I don't think that the creators intended it to be a buff or a nerf, but when you change things, they always moves the game around in the meta. So, okay, where were we? Okay, the gems, protective pads, now also protects against the fighting synergy throws. I guess that's cool. That makes protective pads a counter item that's much better against more things now. And I feel like something needed to help you with fighting because fighting's a pretty strong synergy. So I'm happy about that, I guess. Exchange ticket now. Exchange synergy stones with other synergy stones and other craftable items with another crafting item. Craftable items excluding synergy stones. And other craftable items with another craftable item excluding synergy stones. I'm assuming it means evolution stones. So you can now turn the stones that you dig up. Okay. No. Maybe what it means by synergy stones, it means evolution stones. So now when you use an exchange ticket on a evolution stone, it'll give you a different evolution stone. And if you use it on other craftable items, it'll turn them into other craftable items, and it doesn't have a chance to turn it into a synergy stone. Okay. That's cool. I don't mind that change. Sticky Barb base defense is increased. I like that. I always felt Sticky Barb was on the weaker side of crafted items, and you're pretty much just using it for the effect on it. Smoke Ball adds an additional 15 base shield. Any buff to Smoke Ball is fine. I almost hate everything that's crafted with seed. Looks like a lot of the seed items are getting buffed because... No, Pokenomicon isn't a seed item, it used to be. The ability power is getting buffed on it. I guess that's good. I guess Pokenomicon can be semi-replacement item for Soldew and Power Lens now, if you aren't able to craft that. Pokenomicon isn't a bad item. It's just the Pokemon that can actually utilize the burn effect are to its extent that you would want it to, because you pretty much would only want it on an AoE attacking Pokemon with their ability. Wide Lens crit is up. Well, that's good, because Wide Lens has always kind of been a meh item, and you pretty much are just using it to give the range to a hyper carry that you want to move from melee to the back. Removed base attack speed from Gracidia Flower. So they're kind of nerfing Gracidia Flower. I don't build Gracidia Flower that often, so that isn't a huge thing with me. Because I honestly just hate finding seeds. Revert Blue Orb nerf from patch 6.5 applies the effect every 3 attacks. And then the burn goes down from 20 to 15. Okay. I didn't even realize that was changed. I may have never read the patch notes back then. I guess that's a good thing. I wouldn't know. I don't use Blue Orb all that often, but I guess that's good. I guess it's also good for electric teams, because I suppose you want Blue Orb on electric carries. Incense now gives the floral type again. That's awesome, because I generally hated incense. It's one of my least favorite artificial items, and now they're renamed to tools, so it's now my least favorite tool, but now that it gives the floral synergy again, since floral is one of my favorite types, floral grass, so that's cool. It's kind of hard to get artificial in the floral team setup, but there are certain Pokemon that I don't mind on the team that could floral or artificial, and we can find that in this item wheel. Base stats are now special defense and ability power instead of special defense and luck. Oh no, they're luck now instead of ability power. I don't know if I like that, but okay. Does luck work? Is there anyone that uses luck in floral? I don't know. But you could turn a luck user into floral, I guess. I could have a Rhydon on my floral team. That could be good with the rock overlay, because there are a couple rock that you can get in floral. That's interesting. Eevee is now a special category and is only found at the proposals at stage 4, and it comes with a fossil stone. That's kind of cool. I need to know more about this stage 4 proposal, because I'm wondering if they took some of the Pokemon out of the pool to make them your starter Pokemon. Ditto is no longer appears in the shop before stage 6. I guess that's a good / bad thing. I see it as a good thing, because personally I don't like seeing early Dittos, because I usually always bypass them, because it's too much of a hit to your economy buying it that early. Usually I just have them freezed in the shop if I really want them for some kind of early evolution. Nerfs and changes to Icicle Middle. Well, they're finally nerfing the Vanillix. Frickin' hate that thing. So its freeze duration's down from 3 to 2 seconds, and it now correctly strikes the unit at the targeted cell at impact. If the initial target leaves the cell before impact, the missile is can miss if the attacker is KO'd before the projectile landing. The missile will have no effect. Well, I don't know if that part of it's a nerf, but I imagine it kind of is. Okay. Interesting. Changes Magma Storm Heatran. Now deals 100 special damage and propagates to adjacent enemies up to 5 times, losing 20% of its power for every tile traveled. I'm imagining that this is a buff to Heatran, which is good because I thought Heatran was one of the weakest of the fire legendaries you could get. I don't know if he appears that often in Steel, but I know I'm always like super disappointed if I see him and I don't have any other options for fire. This might bring him up, because pretty much Heatran kind of fills the same role as the, what was it, the fish, Chinyu. They're like pretty close to the same Pokemon, except that Heatran's like far worse, and there isn't a lot of overlap with Steel and Fire. So, where there is some overlap with Dark, so Chinyu ends up being a lot better. So yeah, any buff to Heatran's good. That'd make it an actual viable pick, maybe. Kleavor and Scizors are now regional variants of Scyther, obtained in Rock and Steel regions. Well, that's awesome, because evolving him has always been frickin' hard to do. I rarely ever see Scizor, but I've always kind of wanted to do Rock, but Rock is one of the hardest synergies to get off, and then Steel also, because you gotta get a Amorphous and get the Steel thing, which is like super rare. Basically, both of these synergies become super rare, because to get the Rock one, you had to get into a dark weather condition, so you pretty much have to run a dark team and have Scizor on it, and then like take Scizor off for a moment so that you can get the dark weather, and then it's just so much hassle. I never actually pulled it off, so now we can actually see Kleavor and Scizor more in games. Tier 4, 3 adjusted stats. Okay, does that mean, I guess they bumped them down, so they're no longer, they can no longer, these two are no longer 4 stars, they're now 3 stars, and they've adjusted their stats to compensate. Okay, so like a minor nerf, but now we get to see them now. Change Aquatic Ring heal amount from 20, 30, 50. So they buffed it. I know Goldeen has this ability. I can't remember who else does. So I guess that's good for Goldeen. Clamperl is now Fossil Water instead of Fossil Water Aquatic. That's a nerf. We'll probably be seeing Clamperl a lot less now. Because it used to be kind of a good bridge between water aquatic. But they buffed its defense and its special defense. And it has a new ability, Iron Defense. Clamperl will evolve into Huntaro or Gorbas depending on the dominant synergy between Dark and Psychic. And then it now... Well, okay. You know what? Okay, so does it... No, it doesn't gain Aquatic back. Okay, so they're just kind of changing Clamperl. I'm going to take back my previous comment. Okay, so they're just changing Clamperl. Sucks that it's not an Aquatic anymore, but I think this will make Clamperl a much more interesting Pokemon. Because I always felt like it was kind of only ever a consideration if you already had a Fossil user on your team to get the Fossil synergy. And now, or to be the bridge between water and aquatic. But now it has the ability of making more psychic water teams, which is cool. And it gives some water dark overlap, which is cool because there's a handful of water dark Pokemon. They're a lot harder to get because most of them are additionals or a baby, but that's cool. Looks like the Gorbass has the new aquatic ring thing. I don't know if that's good though. I can't. It says the healing amount. I wonder if it also deals damage. I forget what Aqua Ring does. Because I don't think you want Psychic for healing. So, it better do damage. This dark thing is pretty interesting. If the target is KO'd, it becomes enraged. I think this will really buff Haunt Tail. And I guess this will also kind of bump Gorbass. I don't know. We'll have to see. Kecleon and Arceus odds have been lowered even further from 1 in 200 to 1 in 400. So we'll be seeing Kecleon and Arceus a lot less. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Sometimes I don't like seeing them, especially Kecleon. And I see a lot of people with Kecleon, which is always annoying. But, yeah. Buffed Stakataka. It's attack from 10 to 20. I guess that's good. I don't think I've ever used Stakataka, but I guess that's good. Galarian Slowpoke now appears in poison regions instead of psychic regions. Yes! Good! I didn't know why I wasn't seeing it in poison regions. I like that change. Yeah. Because I feel like you'd want to use it in a psychic team. Or, in a poison team. Galarian Yanmask now appears in Monster Region instead of Ghost Region. Yes, that's a good change. Though I still don't quite know if this fits on a Ghost team. It might fit on the Monster team. It is... I can't remember. I know it's a melee unit in one of its variants. Maybe the monster variant's melee? I don't know. Because if it's ranged in monster, that would be good. Because monster needs some more range units. But, is there a lot of overlap with Monster Ghost? There's some. There's the pumpkin. So you can get Monster 2. Or, sorry, Ghost 2. Is there another Ghost monster? There isn't a whole lot of overlap. I think that's the main problem with this Yanmask thing. Because it has human in its normal form. And there's like little to no... I think there's like no human synergy with psychic... Or sorry, with Ghost. So... It's one of those weird ones that it just doesn't really fit on a Ghost team. And then its other synergies, I don't know if you'd want it because you need a little bit of overlap with the Ghost. But maybe the Ghost Monster variant will see some play now. Nerf Unknown W now gives a high rarity Pokemon of your choice of your 2 highest synergies. Chance of getting a epic between has been extended up to level 30. Well, I don't know how impactful that is because I've never really used the unknowns. Buff Quagsire. I guess that's good. Haven't really used Quagsire, but I guess that's good. Buff Guzzlord. His defenses are higher. Guess people who love Guzzlord will love that. I don't mind seeing Guzzlord. I just don't play a lot of Monster. Or Dark. New ability for Elekid line, Shockwave. This might be good, because I've always felt that Elekid's Paralyze attack is not the... it's not bad. And it fits well on an electric team-ish, I guess. But, If you're trying to use it as a artificial unit on your team, as just getting an additional artificial synergy, the ability is kind of lackluster. Well, I mean, it's okay because I think it's an AoE paralyze, which isn't terrible, but it's definitely not anything amazing. So its new ability is all enemies in 2 range radius. So is it? Is it a all enemies in a 2 range radius? Is it turning into like a cone attack of some kind? Or like a frontal slam type thing? Okay, I'll have to see what it looks like in the tooltip. +1 range if the user is in an electric field. I guess they're trying to get some electric field stuff working. The problem is I don't know how to turn on electric field. There isn't a lot of Pokemon that create field at the moment. Reworked Meteor Mash Beldum. I guess that's also good because I've always felt Beldum was kind of weak. Deals 3 times ability power of attack as special damage to the target, 4 times as the user's in psychic field, and increases the user's attack power for each 2 hits. I guess that makes it better on a psychic team. I guess that's good. Especially if you're doing like Psychic Steel or something like that. I'm not gonna make a judgment on that. I would never really use Beldum for anything but trying to get the artificial synergy. Buff Dioxys, all forms, HP is up. Guess that's good. I haven't used Dioxys a whole lot, and I think the 2 last games I played, I was hoping it to turn the game around, and then we lost. So maybe that's what it needs to help it. I don't know. I did have one really good game that I don't think I ever recorded. That I used Dioxys as a frontline tank on a psychic team, and he was just causing the carry out of that because he was just like absorbing so much damage, so that my psychic team could just rip apart the enemy team. Buff Meltan. Is that the fairy steel type? Meltan. I'm not sure who that is. I feel like that's the fairy. No, that's Tinkatank. Who the hell is Meltan? I'm imagining, since it doesn't say the line, that it's a unique or a legendary. I don't know who it is, though. I never played the gen with this in it, so I have no idea what it is. Or maybe I did, and I just never used it or paid attention to the name. But it looks like they're buffing its PP by reducing it so that it can cast more often. So I guess good for that one. I don't know what it is, but that's good, especially if it's a sound unit. If it's a sound unit, that's an awesome buff. Or a water unit or a psychic unit, all of those would love having a lower PP cost. Nerf Fluttermane. Fluttermane. Is that the... That's the special... unique or legendary, I think. Is it really that strong? I never used it. I think every time I've had it offered, I wasn't playing its synergy. Its attack damage went down. I don't know what type it is. I think it's a fairy type. I don't know if that affects it too much. I guess maybe it was just doing too much damage over the... Maybe it's a 3 ranged unit, and they're bringing its attack down because it just lives so long that it's doing too much damage over the course of it being alive. Nerfed Plusle and Minel. Well, I guess that's okay. I've been seeing a lot of people playing Electric Field, so doing that definitely. I'm not inactive. I'm doing stuff. Patch notes. Where were we? Plus line model. I guess making it so that it takes a little bit longer for them to cast their ability will nerf them. Especially since they want to be doing that as soon as possible. It's not the hugest nerf, but it is something. Nerfed Hwiceen Coolfish no longer gains ability power per cast. No longer gains 1 ability power per cast. I'm guessing that had it that as its passive. I can't remember. But its defense is going up, and its barb damage is a little bit higher. So it's losing whatever its passive thing, and then it's just getting. I guess that'll make it like more explosive, and less as a hyper carry. Blossom is now a floral grass sound instead of a floral poison grass. Well, they went and changed that after I just released the video doing this exact synergy. Which would have helped that team out a bit more, especially in the end game that I had in that video. Yeah, it never really made sense that it was a poison type. The problem with... That is a problem with Floral. I'm going to go on another freaking tangent rant. Floral you used to be able to mix poison into the Floral team, but now you can't do it anymore because they took all the Pokemon that had... This is the biggest problem I have with Floral. I love Floral. I used to play old Floral. I loved it. It never was really a top 1 strategy, but it could get you in top 4 if you played it correctly all the time. And sometimes you could pull off a win if there wasn't a super powerful like Dragon team or Fire team or Field team in the lobby or something. But you used to be able to get Poison 3 pretty easily with Floral. It's a lot harder to get the Poison synergy now. So, especially if you got the baby. If you got Bellsprout, you could easily get the Poison. You could almost get Poison 5 if you were really lucky. But now Poison 3 is even very unreachable in the Floral synergy. So, yeah. And that was the offensive power you needed. You can get Sound now in the Floral synergy, which is cool, which we pulled off in the last video I just released. But, which gives so much needed oomph to the team. But, Poison 3 wasn't terrible with, the Bulbasaur and the Bellsprout, and then that one additional that's a Poison type on the team, as well as, the carry that's Poison, Roserade or whatever, which is pretty much the hyper carry of the Floral team, unfortunately, because the cat was really good when it was Field. I just feel like it actually got hella nerfed when it got moved from Field to Floral, because honestly I think it's a waste of a unit on the Floral. It only allows you to get the Floral synergy early. We definitely need that cat to not be the Floral grass unit at common rank and some other common put in its place. And give it back to Field. I want more Field Dark. That was kind of the needed crutch to the Field Dark team, because it was a backline, which was quite desperately needed in the Dark Field synergy. Okay, Armarouge and Celerouge now have human synergy to the existing synergies. As a trade-off, nerf defense as special defense stats as a trade-off. Armarouge and Celerouge. Is that the Ghost Fire, Psychic Fire type? I do like that it's gaining the human synergy. That allows the fire human psychic to be a lot better. And if that is correct, then that also gives a human synergy for you to synergize with the Yon mask. If you're going ghost, which is interesting. Buff armor cannon on Armourouge. Yep, that's definitely the Pokemon I think it is. Okay. I don't know if I like the nerf to defense and special defense, especially since the ghost variant is a melee unit, but giving it human synergy as ghost. I guess you could Magmar on that team. Or the monkey. I don't know. It will be good in the psychic team. I don't know if it'll be good in the ghost variant. I think it'll be just a nerf to the ghost variant. But maybe we'll see this and the original Leon mask working together. Buff armor cannon, so it does more damage. Nerf Skarmory's passive. Okay. Oh, the spikes. So the spikes do less damage. Okay. I guess that's good. Skarmory had a really strong passive. Nerfed Hitmonlee. No, that was my favorite of the Hitmons. No. Okay, whatever. Nerf. It's not a huge nerf. It's just 2 attack, but it's still a nerf. Nerf Necrozma. Line. Who's Necrozma? I don't know which one Necrozma is. That is a pretty sizable nerf. Going up to 110. That'll make getting its cast off incredibly hard. But I might not really care because I don't even know who Necrozma is, so I have no idea how bad of a nerf that is because I probably don't use it. Basculegions are buffed. Well, that's cool. If I can ever frickin' see them when I'm playing water. Okay. Change Roost on Pidove now gives shield instead of healing. Well, that's kind of a buff, I guess. Still one of the worst birds. Just with the main thing that it, like, leaves the battle and falls asleep. Wonder if you can, like, fluffy tail it, though, and make something work with that. I don't know. Reworked Rotom drone is now part of the Rotom line. Interesting. I guess that's why they were changing the item. Reworked Rotom has 7 different forms, and we switch between them with the Rotom catalog. Neat. Buff Ogerpon, all forms. I like that. I love Ogerpon. It's one of my favorite floral legendaries now. It used to be a floral unique, and I really liked it as a unique. And I feel like it's one of the only carries that you can have as a legendary. So, besides Xerneas, but I think Xerneas itself isn't the carry, it's just the passive things that it does when it's on the team. Alcream's passive no longer counts benched units to determine its flavor. That's probably a good buff. Comfey is now dropped when Pokemon resurrects, and Pokemon loses all the stat buffs upon resurrection. Well, I'm assuming that's a nerf. But, yeah. Well, yeah, I imagine that's a nerf. Yeah, that's probably a nerf. I guess people were using Comfey Resurrect plus some kind of carry item on something, and that was winning a lot of games. Deerling and Swashbuckler now have the grass synergy in additional to their existing synergies. So it's always a grass type. Because it was only grass during summer before. I think. Maybe? I don't know. That's cool. Moved. That's actually pretty cool. Because I've barely ever used this thing. So maybe I can start using it in grass teams. Moved Noibat to uncommon category. Is that the... No, Noibat's the psychic flying type. I guess that's good. Pumpkaboo and Gorgas now have the light synergy in addition to their existing synergies. Sure. Another light unit's good, and it's a light grass. That helps out grass teams. And it's got some buff stats. I guess. No. Nerf stats. Nerf stats. Okay, it's got nerf stats, but now it has a light synergy. Okay, interesting. Switches. I never really use Pumpkaboo unless I get both the grass ghosts. Switch defensive stats of Burmy Trash and Burmy Sand and Wormadam Trash and Wormadam Sandy. Okay. I don't know what that does, but that's good, bad, I guess. I don't know. I don't know them well enough. I only ever use Burmy and ground. Remoraid now can be fished up playing wild based on the wild chance. Remoraid. Okay. That probably is really good. Especially if you're getting... I think the only time that might be applicable is when you're playing the Basculins. Because they're water wild. So now you can get a third wild on the team. I don't think there's any other water wilds. But that's definitely pretty cool. I think you only need 3 of them to get it evolved. So it could be good if you just randomly get it on a... Oh, you can't fish up on PvE rounds. So you're only going to get it... Yeah, I feel like this is only a buff to the Basculin strategy. But that's cool. It's like a slight buff. New ability for Tangela's Vine Whip. Okay, it gets Vine Whip, I guess. I don't know what Vine Whip is, but that's pretty cool. Rework on Power Whip and gives it to Karn and gave it to Carnivine. Dealing special damage 50% of current HP as special damage to the target. I don't know if that's a buff slash nerf. That changes how Carnivine is used. I think this is to try to make it more in alignment with its monster typing. But that definitely nerfs it as a backline carry. Because its old ability... Most people don't utilize Carnivine's AoE ability, though. They usually use a lot of attack speed items on it, like Punching Glove and stuff. So this definitely buffs its monster. This is going to make it a crazy carry in monster, I think. And it already was pretty good carry in monster. Could see maybe it getting nerfed after a while, depending. Maybe this is a nerf. I don't know. I think it's just a buff, but it's going to nerf other variants of Carnivine. Change Grookey's line passive. It no longer gives PP to users and other drummers. PP gains 234, 235. Okay, so I guess it just goes from. I guess it just is giving all your Pokemon PP now, rather than specific ones. Minor shield buff up and down removes. Minor shield up and down. Remove ability cooldown. I don't know what that is. Buff Mud Bubble reduces cooldown duration. I don't know what that is either. Buffed Lock On. That is Genesect. True damage bonus. I do like that. Always felt like Genesect was kind of a lackluster legendary carry. Buffed Maractus. I do like a buff to Maractus. I always felt like it was the weakest of the floral uniques. And this also buffs its sound potential because now it has a cheaper PP spammable move. Buff Swirlix line. I don't know what line that is, but I guess that's good. Buffed Houndoom. Oh, I like me a Houndoom. Okay, I like that buff. Makes Houndoom even more of a tantalizing pick. I love Houndoom's ability for summoning additional Houndour. So, that's awesome. Centigrade PP no longer resets to 0 when transforming into complete form. I'm guessing that's a buff. Gligar is now epic additional pick. Gligar. Removed from move item rule, evolution rule, adjusted stats. Okay, so it's now no longer a poison unique, and it's now a epic additional. Don't know how to feel about that. Because it was always a fine poison type to see. But it was always kind of one of those weird ones. Because there's definitely other poisons you'd rather see. It's just I didn't mind seeing it. I hope that ups the chance of getting the bug poison if I'm playing bug poison. Rework First Impression. Whirlpaw deals special damage. Flicks flinch. On first cast, jumps back, responding one random common, uncommon, rare bug Pokemon previous location. PP from 140 to 100. Okay, so it only summons a extra bug on the first cast. That's good, because this thing could be pretty broken if you built it correctly. Brave Bird, follow me. Now always move to a position on your side of the board. I don't know which Pokemon has follow me, but Brave Bird, I'm assuming, is Starly's thing. So that's pretty good. The Small no longer regional. Smallvile. I don't know which one that is. So I'm guessing that's an okay thing. Change spark damage. Water line. I don't know what ability that is. I must not use any Pokemon with it. Actually, Spark. We've definitely played with Spark users. I don't play Electric a whole lot, so, but I'm assuming that's going to change now that this is out. Probably end up playing Electric a lot more. Rework Biceflun is now a legendary Fire Ghost Human. Yay! Another Fire Ghost Human. Actually, you know what? That's awesome for me. I love it. Let's see what it is. I don't know what Bice Phantom fell on. I don't know if I've ever picked this thing, whatever it is. But it's now in my synergy. I love Fire Ghost. And it's human. So that's interesting. Fire. Well, we'll probably see it at some point because I love playing Fire Ghost. Regieleki is now electric human amorphous instead of electric human fossil. Regieleki. Doesn't that kind of break its whole... Doesn't that kind of break the whole thing that they're all fossils? I mean, I guess that's good. I guess it hurts fossil electric synergy, though, a little bit. Because there is a couple fossil electrics, including that unique dragon. And the Voltorb Hisuian version. Town encounters. New encounter at stage 4. Wigglytuff gives you 30 coins for completing a mission. Okay, we're going to have to look out for that. I don't know what the mission's going to be, and unfortunately, I hope this doesn't hurt my focus in the game. Because the game already is pretty fast paced. It's hard to like notice everything. I used to always have such a hard time with the Cell Eye encounter where he comes in and steals your items until I found out by watching one of the other YouTubers click on it, and I didn't know you could do that. New encounter at stage 17. Croagunk gives all players an exchange ticket. Oh, is this always going to happen? No, this isn't counter. That would mean it only happens sometimes. Croagunk gives all players exchange ticket. So they're changing who has exchange ticket. Wobbuffet doesn't give it anymore. Wobbuffet encounter now gives all players recycle ticket. Crafted items on the bench. I don't like that this keeps disappearing. Okay. Recyclable and craftable items on the bench or crafted items held by Pokemon into their base components. Single use. Okay. You can break apart some items. That's cool. It can now also be encountered at stage 22 and 27. Sableye no longer encountered at stage 4, but now can be encountered at stage 17. Sableye's the stone encounter, I think, right? Kecleon can no longer be encountered after stage 22. I don't remember what Kecleon is. He's the one that gives the ground items, right? I think, maybe? I don't know. Or maybe the tool items now. Pokemon sprites are now lazy loaded and should reduce game loading speed time, blah 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 blah. Bugfisses added missing field and dragon memory discs for can be equipped to Selvi. On Sylvie to previous used type. I don't think I've ever used this Pokemon, so I don't know what this is referencing, but interesting. All dash abilities and abilities hitting between two cells now guaranteed hit at least the original target if no other enemies are hit. I guess that's good. Yeah, that'll buff the dogs. Or at least make them work properly. Fixed Comet Shard description and Pikachu, I guess. Billy Peter, fixed Ash Resurrection. Already current unit already currently resurrect causes duplication of that unit. And not sure what that's referencing. Inanimated objects and eggs are no longer sent to the dojo via the dojo ticket item. Well, that's funny, but I guess that's good. Fixed passive description of Billy Power Luck. Fixed Houndour's spawn not getting amorphous bonus. I guess that's good. Fixed range of Subduction heal? Not sure what that is. Nerfed Marowak. Encountering items for stage 14 and 24. Jukebox gadget level. Game Boy gadget level required. Decreased. Blah 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 blah. Okay, well, we're done with the patch. Well, not really. Let's have a look-see at these Pokemon. This is pretty much taking up all of my playtime, but that's fine. I don't mind covering this whole patch. So we get lots of electric stuff going on. So we got the Rotoms. So Rotoms can change forms to the new appliances possessing from the form of catalog. Fires a plasma bolt towards... Well, I guess this also gives electric artificial more synergy, because he's no longer light anymore. This splits into two. They gave him a new ability, right? Fires a plasma bolt. Current direction deals 60 special damage to the first enemy hit. That splits into two, dealing 50. Yeah. Maybe this was the same ability? I don't use Rotom all that much. Because usually when I'm playing light, it doesn't get offered to me. Superheat. A cone attack that deals 9 times ability power, special damage over 3 seconds, and armor break. Okay. So each one of them has a different ability. Power Wash. Floods a row highest total enemies HP with plasma drops, dealing lots of special damage evenly among all enemies in that row. That makes it kind of like a pseudo Kyogre. Kyogre's ability is pretty strong, but it's also strong because it's a monster. So, I don't know. But that's interesting. Deep Freeze. 9 bolts of ice over 3 seconds. Each dealing special damage and reducing target's special defense by 1. If the target is KO'd, the bolt chain to the next closest enemy. I wonder how this gets offered, though. Like, where are you going to find Rotom? Because I don't know, like, if you're... I don't know if this is going to be one of those things where you can actively try to get it into one of these synergies, or if it's just going to show up in Electric Ghost portals. And, like, artificial. But, like, are you going to be able to run Rotom Frost in a Frost team without, like, hard pivoting? I don't know. That's a thought. Flies away and fires 3 plasma bolts through the closest enemy. Each bolt deals blah blah blah. Reduces by past 3 enemy. That's cool. This is also a 3 range unit on a flying unit. Flying kind of lacks backlines, and they tend to not have the best casters either, and this is a caster. Except that this one's flying away with something, right? No, it flies away. Flies away firing 3 plasma bolts to the closest enemy. So this helps it kite away from things. Cool. Yeah, I could see this being played on a flying team. I don't know how much overlap there is with flying electric, though. But that's cool. Oh, and then it loses its ghost type. Interesting. Rotom more. Oh, it gets the light with Rotom Drone. Interesting. Okay. Dashes within 2 tiles to hit most enemies possible. So it gets a dash ability. Dashes and deals damage and heals excess healing becomes shield, deals 40 special damage to adjacent enemies. That's pretty freaking good. And there is a little bit of electric grass overlap with Hussein Voltorb. I don't know if you can get grass 3 or electric 3 with, the inverse of each. But that's kind of neat. And then this one's giving a variant of Rotom that is light. Rotom can change form. Oh no, I did not read that. Fires Plasma Bolt. Gains 1 flash per cast. Okay, so you can still play Rotom in light. And we get kicked again. I'm trying to read here. Okay, so you can still play it in light. It doesn't... I guess this is a better variant of the base form. It's neat. I wonder if you can just play Regulum Rotom in a Ghost team. Wonder if it's good enough. Okay, there was other electric types added. Not in unique or legendary, so they were base guys. So there's an additional in Telbub. When starting in light or when receiving 50 incoming damage or more, Supercharge deals 30 special damage to adjacent enemies that are also knocked back. First Supercharge gives speed and shield. This thing seems pretty good for it's passive in general. Jump and land in the middle of an enemy team, dealing special damage to all. Wonder if we can use this thing as a carry then. That'd have to be an electric light carry. And it's adding another electric light to the pool. This thing could be pretty freaking good. Yeah, I think this is really good. It's weird that it's aquatic. I wonder if you can play it in an aquatic team. But yeah, that's neat. I like it. Was there another electric that got added in? But now we got like a handful of electric light. You can actually like play full electric light without. If you get lucky, we get Ampharos, we get Chinchou in this tier, we get this thing now. We get this thing in this tier, and we get this thing in this tier. That gets like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you get lucky without having to get Rotom. Is there any other lights? Yeah, without Rotom, Drone, and or Circuitry, you can get full 5 light without having to pick up any of the other light users if we get lucky. That's cool. What else was added? Oops. Give me the patch notes. Okay, what's going on? Alright, guess we're refreshing then. Maybe the server's down. Okay. Well, that would suck. I would love to play some games tonight. Who's this human new type? Human. They're human now, which is cool. What's a ghost? Oh, okay. The unique got moved to a legendary. Okay. I always hated this thing as a unique. It was one of my least favorite fire ghosts to see. Okay, but maybe we'll use it now. I still think that it looks ridiculous, but oh, it's a weird like supporting unit. Uh, Fireworks sacrifices his HP. Fireworks hits with deal physical damage and fire. Blue deals special damage. Fatigue yellow true damage. So it's kind of like that rock backline unit. Interesting. Well, I'll have to experiment with it and see if it's any good. You're probably going to want to build AP attack speed items on it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Server looks like it's down. Oh, server's back up. Okay. Alright. What else we got? The Kling Clangs, and we got Iron Thorns, and this new Earthworm thing. We'll have to check out the Galarian. Okay, let's see here. Let's check out the Galarian thing. Galarian Wheezing projects a strange stream around the user, gaining tiles per cast. Steam gives Fairy Feel to allies as a 30% chance to inflict confusion to enemies for 30 seconds. Pokemon in the stream deal and receive 20% more special damage. Okay, so it's a Fairy Field setter for a Fairy Field or a Fairy team. Interesting. I don't know if that's good or not. I do like Weezing though. So maybe we'll play Galarian Weezing in a Fairy team. I very rarely ever play Fairy. But that's interesting. What else did we have to look at? We had the Earthworm. Some of the pictures aren't loading. Wonder if the server is still having problems. Oh. Yeah, I think the Earthworm was just an additional pick at one point. It's been moved now, hasn't it? I think there was a chance last patch for it to be a additional, right? I'm not sure. Interesting. When I guess that's good. I was always complaining that ground doesn't have enough uniques and legendaries, and now it has another unique. And this one was pretty much the only good ground unique, because it actually synergizes with ground, and then this one's like all right, but it's better in a it's pretty much, you'd never really want to see Stonejourner. It's better if you're trying to do Rock 6 and then ground, but besides that it is not very good, and it's kind of like a sad light unit. Channel Underground reappears in the middle of the enemy team. And this one's better in fire. So now we have what it looks like is another ground unique that works with the ground synergy. When digging a hole, gains 5 HP permanently. Ooh, that's cool. Pelts the target with storm of punches, dealing special damage and heals. That makes it a pretty good carry, and it's steel, and there's a little bit of steel overlap with ground. And now we have Kling Clang in the common. Oh, a really early artificial. And artificial steel. This gets artificial steel online so fast if you go artificial steel region. What happened to Vivaroom? Where's Vivaroom? There's Vivaroom. I was scared a moment that they removed him. Yeah. If you go region steel artificial, you'll get these two like immediately. You get steel online and artificial online immediately. Oh, it's got a passive as well. While its gears spin, it generates energy and grants 1 speed per second to your team. Launches 2 gears at the target, each dealing blah blah blah. The user's speed is special damage. Well, I think this makes steel a lot more powerful. An early steel is just amazing. You can get Aggron and Kling Klang like right away off the bat. That's pretty strong. I want to know what these starter things are that it was talking about. Was there anything else that I had to look at? Oh yeah, this thing. Electric artificial rock. Oh, and this Pincurn. Team planner. So Pincurn. When hit by special damage, gain an electric field. So it's another electric field setter. That thing could be pretty cool. It's got Amorphous and Aquatic with some pretty decent overlap. Probably definitely want to see it in electric teams though, but you can partner it with Electros, and then you're getting 2 Aquatic off the bat, and you're at 2 Amorphous. So, don't know where you're getting the last Amorphous from. There's another Aquatic and Electric. You know what? That is, I'm not gonna complain about that. That's actually pretty good for a full aquatic team. Because I'm imagining that Surfing Pikachu is electric, right? Yeah. Now you could maybe get Electric 3 on an aquatic team, which will give the synergy to Surfing Pikachu. Which means he might be a slightly better carry for the team, which is awesome. Because Surfing Pikachu is cool, but he's not, you know, super amazing. But with all these additional aquatic electric types, that increases the chance of finding the ability to stick in 3 electric. I'm just not sure where we're getting the last Amorphous if we're playing electric, though. Because the overlap is not... Let's see here. Show overlaps. There is a third one. Oh, yeah, they just changed this from a fossil to it. Okay, well, if you get super lucky, you can get these 3 and get get Amorphous 3. But I mean, it doesn't matter if there isn't too much of an overlap because the electric synergy just needs it just needs yeah, it just needs how do I turn this off? I am losing my train of thought. Oh yeah, because it's 7 electric, you just need to get to 8, and then you gotta stick any Amorphous in, be it an additional or Goomy. So yeah, that's interesting. Okay, and then there's the Iron Thorns. The user supercharges this. They sure want to put electric field on everything. Gains electric field, max HP, then every third chain through target nearby allies. Uh-huh. Well, there isn't that much rock overlap with electric, is there? Well, I guess there's the Alolan Geodude or whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much the only overlap. You know, you get rock 2. You get one rock stone. Guess you can't complain about that. You get an electric setter. I need to figure out how that works. I still don't know too much about how these terrain effects work. I have not played around with any of the new terrain users all that much. Hey, was there anything else Pokemon related? We touched all of those. Okay, and then we kind of looked at the changes that we read in the patch notes. Spent a lot of time doing that, but did the ranks reset? No, I can still queue into one of these lobbies. Okay, let's queue up for a match. Play maybe 1 or 2 games. I should have time for 2, especially if we queue in this quickly. Okay, maybe we force electric. Flying's got a different color now. I think we'll take the light portal. Okay, interesting. I guess we'll do this. It's weird that it was fossil for each one, but... Or, sorry, it was, charcoal for all 3, I think? I don't know if that's a bug. Okay. Cooking Lickitung, I'll grab that temporarily. Could try to make some kind of cooking strategy. And we're in a Sizzlipede region. We're in Bug Water Rock. Interesting. And let's skip this early guy here. I'll grab a magnet. We'll stick this in and drop these 3, I guess. Do we want our Quilava? Maybe we'll hold the Quilava. Oh, cool. You can close the synergy bar now. Grab this. What did... Huh? Oh. I guess those are just on the side. Okay. There's the rock. Maybe we do some kind of, I'm gonna do this for now. Maybe we do some kind of gourmet thing. If we get the gourmet grass fire type, we'll probably do that. Oh, that early Pikachu carry. Always so strong. Hey, we got some field on the team. Could do some field things with Nidoran for sure. We'll stick that there. We're gonna want another spoon, I guess. And I could put coughing in for players wanting to try the new stuff out. So many Dittos, what the hell? Or unknowns. Okay. I'm gonna guess that some people are gonna go poison. So we might have to consider that, and... oh geez, water psychics in too. We might have to consider that for counter items. I think this guy's trying to force fairy. And he got the fairy coughing. That guy's doing all electric stuff. Monster Steel. There's the Kling Clang. Who else? Cooking wise can be put in. Nothing really until the icicle. Ice cream cone. If we're going rock, we might want... no. Don't think we're gonna be doing the field thing. We didn't get Ghost Dog. That would have been awesome. I need a better front line. I would have loved to level and stick another guy in, but we can't do that. Still can't do that. What's this? Oh yeah, it's a Pokémon. Okay. Guess we're just gonna take some L's for a bit. We'll have to see what our rare units are. Wow, this guy's already got a Clang. Bugs with a Clang in the back. I guess he's just using it for the speed increase for the team. That's a pretty smart decision. Okay, there's a light unit. Don't know if we want that though, but we could do that and make a Firestone. I think we'll do that. This is gonna be better than this. We can get more light by doing this. Who would we we put a firestone on? None of you are cooking. Guess we're going light synergy then. What else got put in? Oh, my favorite bug got put in. Now we got the cooking field dog. Maybe we can do some cooking field crossover. Interesting. It's going to be hard to get Mareep evolved because I think there's that one guy going electric and he's probably going to want it. Now let's put some distractions over here. The big thing is, do we want to go light or cooking? I think we want to go light. And I think I'll be fine with either the Rotom or the Salt Rock, or the Sun Rock, I forget what it's called. Yeah, it's called Salt Rock, right? I don't want to see Seed. Though the Protective Pads is a lot better item now. So that ain't terrible to see that. I'll grab that. Let's get the light portal. Or not. Get the fire portal then. I think we're more likely to go fire. Let's see what we get. Okay. Fire Ghost then. We're gonna have to go into a ghost region if we want to evolve our Quill though. He is human now. Problem is we're gonna drop field now. I guess we Protective Pads on you, since they're going to be in the front. Sell this. Start working on leveling. Okay. We at least have a legendary now that's Ghost Fire. Oh, that's the new X-Ray Vision. Interesting. Do we take the... to get Field Fire? I don't want to put the electric in. That also gives the light with the other variant of it. I don't like that I have all this Quell. Probably want that. We're gonna drop the cooking stuff. Maybe we'll want that. Do we drop the light? Possibly, or we can just go down on the light. Alright, I'm gonna want charcoals. Because I'm gonna need these to turn into stones. I guess we want this then. Whoa, what the... Why'd my region change all of a sudden? Something threw me off. This stuff changed or something. Okay, let's Firestone this guy for now. We'll continue leveling. he should turn into Ghost. So we don't have any Psychic on the team. Okay, we're still not doing amazingly. Okay. Do some kind of weird human fire team. Okay, that's good. Okay, let's drop Mareep and stick you in. We get Fire 6 now. I think Mareep stays off the team, so let's roll once. I like the touch of the Pokeballs. I'm guessing that's when to have the models render. Jeez, Klefki's AoE. Oh, too bad my Lampet did get its cast off. Might have been able to win. Okay. Evo on you. Okay, and there's a fire fighting. Probably grab that. Over that. It isn't human though. So that might end up being better. Ghost plating. Another spoon. Maybe we'll do that. Double spoon the Quilava. Yeah, I think we'll do this still. Oh, we don't have the field anymore. I guess that's fine. I think we're gonna do this. Okay, we can get Litten in for the final field, I guess. Okay, Quilava looks like he can carry this. Oh, I didn't turn my guy into a ghost type. Whoops. Bulk up. Interesting. Let's put you in. We get fighting. I don't think we care about this. We'll put Megby in instead. Rock. It's probably better than this. Well, this is more of a supporting thing. We want charcoal. There's only one. But we can get it. Awesome. And we'll put that on the Machoke. And then I'll probably continue leveling. Okay. I think we would ideally want a muscle band if we can get a heart scale on Liu Yaho. We'll put this in as our final fire human. We might do that and drop Ponyta. We'll just keep Ponyta in for now since it's a epic. It's kind of weird that my units are all Pokeballs right now, but that's that new patch thing going through. Alright, monster guys wreaking havoc. Okay, continue leveling. I'm gonna load. I guess I'm not full screen. Whoops. Okay, this guy's got the new Earthworm, dude. Doesn't look like he's going full ground, though. Earthworm and Steel? I don't think that's the way to go with it. I think it's better in ground. And we'll grab you for now, I guess. Okay. We should be able to level in tandem. Can only use once. Increases base attack and defense by Bra. I don't know. I don't know if the human TMs are worth using. Some of them are alright on certain things, especially Fennekin, because its ability is quite weak. Converting it to something else is pretty good. Punching Glove as a final item isn't bad. Okay, unfortunately my portal is together with an electric portal. Well, I just got screwed over. Do I take human or Moltres? I guess we take Moltres. Okay. Moltres we are. Maybe we turn Moltres into the carry, we drop the Quilava. I think that's probably the best idea. Put you in. Payday. Yeah, that gives us human for 8 fire. I like it. I do wish we had Soul Dew, but that's fine. There's another flying fire. That's probably a good last thing to throw in. I like it. Kind of a bit of an odd game, but we're good with it. Oh, there goes my carry. I think that's the guy who took my portal. Alright, he has a Pokerus. Okay. Is there another light type we could use instead? We got a light item. You know what? I'm gonna take it. I'll put it on, somebody? I don't know who. We can put it on our front guy here. I guess we could get Shinx instead of this Patrat. I don't mind the protection though. Moltres explodes everything. Don't think there's a way we can get light 4 or 5 in. We could get 4 in with Shinx though. We could also replace Machoke with the other human fighting guy. But I think that this thing's better with the Firestone. Moltres explode everything. I like it. I haven't used Moltres in... This might be one of my first Moltres games. I don't think I ever pick him when I play Fire. Usually want Ho-Oh or Victini or Voltran or Chinyu or... Well, not the dog or Heatran, but Heatran might be a viable pick now. And then like Groudon's kind of a fire if you primal him. Don't think you can get him in fire though. Oh, can't put that on the target anymore. I think we just box. Box the Machoke. Box the... No, we're gonna box you. Okay, keep leveling. I think if we lose, we're gonna get knocked out. It's the one disadvantage of using the shards. And this guy could easily do it. Come on, Moltres. Oh. Yeah, if we just didn't use 2 shards, we'd have enough health. Too bad. Strong monsters knock us out. 5th place. That'll knock us down a bit elo-wise. 5, yeah. Not too shabby. Not a bad starting game. We get to try out the new cooler or Stillurge. Definitely makes going human fire a lot more interesting. Of a team choice. Probably could have made a better composition than what I had. I didn't really need to do the light thing, but we ended up doing it. We'll move on to the next game. Hopefully we can get a win tonight. Only playing 2 games though. Well, maybe I can play a 3rd game. Oh, geez, we got put in a higher lobby. That's not what I intended. It's gonna take forever to get a game. Let's do this one. Okay, let's see. Still having weird bug outs with the thing. I guess this is a new system they're just gonna have to work on. I think I'm fine with taking this baby portal though, since we have a baby already. We got light again. It's a bug. Okay, we got a little bit more item diversity here. I don't want seeds, so we'll take the Marill, I guess. I wish the items were always different. I wonder what it considers a starter. Is Aeron still a tier 1 or did they move that? I don't think so. Why is Marill's a tier 1? Does that mean Eevee's just straight out of the pool? It says it was a special pick. I don't want to evolve that. I don't mind grabbing this. I don't like that my avatar is just a Pokeball at the moment, but I don't want to refresh. Okay, there's a baby. Too bad we couldn't pick up the Pichu at the beginning, but I was not going to get a seed. If we're going baby, I hate that Bellsprout is out, because that kind of like pigeonholes what baby comps you can do. And we're getting Charcoal, I guess. Maybe we get the Clangs. I'm looking for Pichu. Guess we're getting this. Guess we're not going baby. What region are we in? Okay. We're gonna want this probably. Get the electric steel. And yeah, I know that I didn't click on that unknown going by, but let's do this. Do we do like some kind of steel thing? I mean, we got double Piplup. Sucks we lost there. Yeah, that one's a steel ice. We could do this. That means we're dropping light though. Okay, I'm gonna want to refresh this. I'm getting annoyed by seeing these Pokeballs. And visually, it's not the most... Okay, Okay, we auto win against this guy. He must have sold everything. He's going for some kind of economy play. Okay, hopefully we can get the sand shrew before we switch region. There we go. Okay, we're doing this now. Put this in the back. Hold this for now, I guess. I have no reason to sell it at the moment. Okay, we can deck out this sand shrew in the front. Yeah, we're not winning against this. Okay, we want water, I guess. Gonna do this on you. I'll do this on you for now. Okay. Now we got drill burr, another steel. Okay, let's sell this now. No, we'll level, stick it in, I guess. We'll put this on the shrew for now because we'll make an item out of it. Okay. We got that new steel ground. We could also possibly see the regional variant of Scizor. Don't really know about anything else. This one is right in front of us. I don't want to risk anything. That means that sand shrew is going to be dittoed probably, unless I keep it for being in a steel region. Yeah, we keep it because we're in a steel region. I am fine with you, especially since we can activate it right away. There we go. Deactivate to get the muscle band back. Put the muscle band on you. I think I'm more than fine with giving this thing a salt test. Okay. And we'll put these items onto you. Now, I'll sell this. And we'll just try to get back up to 50 because we're a little bit behind because we did some rolling early that screwed up our economy. I don't know if we will get electric online, because I'm assuming other people, our top players also steel. Looks like a lot of people are going into steel. Hey, Gligor is now in the pool. We're fine, we'll do this. Kling Klang. I don't know if this will hurt me that he's in the pool now, but that's fine. No steel additional picks as the last tier. I don't even know what is in the steel category for Epic. It's the last guy AFK, Snorlax. Oh yeah, I guess there's Steelix. This guy's going dragons. Scary team. We still have Shrew. What do we want? Another ice for the Sandshrew, maybe? Okay. Continue leveling so we can get 6 steel in. Okay, we'll drop this off and put it on you, and then we'll stick another ice on you. Let's bunch up in the corner. Could sell this and level, I think we'll do that. As much as I would love to evolve Piplup early. But this will guarantee that we are pushed. This guy's just the AFK guy, I think. Or yeah, he's the AFK guy. Okay, Drillbur is the only additional steel, besides Sandshrew, obviously. And we could have got the Evo. We'll probably want to look for Evos now. And we're getting super unlucky. Who's overlapping synergy? Maybe he has Piplup? Maybe he does too? I don't know. Ooh, that guy got the Scizor. That guy has my Piplup. We get it anyways. And we get our Kling Klang! Stick you in the back. Ditto? Sure. I'll take that so we can get a quick Evo on something. Maybe the Shrew. But I think I want to save it for the Gooms. And then we can put another dragon in. And then we don't need as many steel on the team. Okay, do we want to revive on this? Let's revive, right? Yeah, we'll do revive on you. I'll grab you. I'll start leveling, I guess. So we have a higher epic chance. As much as I'd like to roll, but we rolled and didn't see much, so I'm gonna hold off on rolling for a bit. What else can we get in? We're gonna have to get fighting synergy somehow so that we can make use of this Macho bracelet. know who we're gonna put in fighting wise. Maybe we can get the fighting dragon. That's a tall ask, but it is possible. Are there any additional fightings that we want to put in? No. That is Scrappy. Next level we should be at 7. I mean, Scrappy might be fine if we go Bisharp and get another Dark. Okay, maybe it was a mistake to put our Poison Boy in, because this guy's doing pretty good with poison ground stuff. Charcoal. I think that partners with the most stuff that I like. Okay. Those are both good. I'll put that on you, because that's probably where the last thing is going. Okay. I'll end up losing. Wish there was a way for us to guarantee that we had the lightning turned on. I guess we could try to get Zapdos, I think, or the Landorus. This. I'll grab it for now. I'll put it in over you, I guess. Because they're getting slightly better steel teams than I am. I'll take that for now. Do we want the Drillbur? I think we don't need a frontline damage dealer. Okay, let's see what our electrolyzer is pretty good. We might do that. Well, giving crit chance isn't terrible, I guess. I'm gonna take the Steel Dragon Portal. What do we get? Jirachi? For Jirachiing, that means that we need to put in the Beldum, I guess. This goes in. I would love to switch these items, but we can't. We want to get levels as soon as possible. We still have Shrew, yeah. We don't have the Goom anymore, though. Oh, look at that dragon. That guy's definitely winning. Okay. We need to get some Evos, I think. We also need to get to the next level. This is painful. Yeah, I don't know if I like this change. We're gonna get knocked out here for sure. Too bad. Well, we tried. I don't know why it offered me Jirachi. I was in a dragon region. Should have gave me Dialga. Whatever. That's gonna drop us down quite a bit. Yeah. I think I have room for one more ranked game. Hopefully we can get a win. That was a nice showcase video. Otherwise we can do that, what, 5th place one just to kind of show off the new human ghost fire stuff, even though we didn't get a high placement. Okay, get the Kling Clang again with an electric semi-start. We get double steel. Doing that weird thing again. Let's do a quick refresh. I don't like that new loading thing is doing weird stuff. I guess I'll take that. Double steel. Generates energy, speed per second, team. Let's try this again. The last steel game didn't go too well. Do an assault vest. We got the steel region, so we shouldn't be fighting too many people for steel. And we got a decent defensive item. We could get another Mystic Water. Sure. Whoops. Shouldn't have grabbed that. Should have just held. It's fine, we'll hold this over that. Magnet. Look at the evil on you, that's good. I'll grab Helios. Okay, do we Pokédoll the Aileron? We could also baby, but I don't think we want a baby. We also could do Muscle Band. I think we're Muscle Band Green Orb. That guy went for the early EV. And we're not winning it against that. Okay, we're taking the Sandshrew again, I guess. I might switch the... no. But we will do this. I think. I'll bring this in closer. Okay. I think I'm fine with this. We just have the Kling Klang in the back, giving speed to our front line, make them super tanky. I like the idea. Okay. I just want to see a Veboroom early wouldn't be nice. So we can get our artificial item. Well, I guess they're not called artificial anymore. Tool. We need to get a monster in too. Chinchu. I don't really want to do that, so I'm gonna go light electric. Has this guy got the Vivroom? Yeah. I got the two bottom players playing light. Oh, that guy's already knocked out. Okay. Can Sandshrew beat the Kling Clang? Looks like he can. Okay. Don't particularly like these items. I think the best one will be... We don't want to put the light in for that one guy. We'll put the deer in. And we want to get monster in. There's some decent options for it. I'd love to get the steel monster. Mawile. That would be fun. Otherwise, we can just stick a random monster in for the time. Oh, there's our Evo on the shrew. Let's do some light rolling. The sword. That's cool. Put him in next round. Oh, we also get Rolu. I like that. Oh, someone put in that light for that one guy. Is he still going light? Maybe he picked it. And maybe he might be a contender now. Have to be careful. Let's have room. Okay, I think that gives us the highest chance to get Maul. I want to do that for Mawile. Okay, other option. We get the fighting steel type. And we actually have a good game with him where we get first place. We do the Riolu thing again. Klefki. No, we have Mawile right here. Mawile! Okay, you're going in. Now the question is, do we want to transfer the items onto it? We could also just give it some items. And we'll think about it. I think we'll do this. Okay, do we want Vev in? Or the ghost? I think Vev might be a little bit better than the swords. Especially with this Clang giving attack speed to everybody. Ooh. Sure. I like that. But we're putting this in to get our artificial. And I'm doing this. Since it's kind of our carry at the moment. Don't think we're gonna put the sword in. Do we still get Feverum in region? Yeah. Okay. Do I want to level to 7, or do I want to aggressively roll for our egg run? Because I think that might be the smarter option. Okay. Then the ice. And we may give that to the shrew and or maybe not. We'll just have to see. I think we want to have a high chance to find Aaron. Feverum. Probably want to evolve that. Okay, maybe we want the Alolan Sandshrew tanking then, since he's able to absorb so much damage. So we'll move him over here, we'll switch this around. Stick this in the corner. Put you back here. Okay. Could Paralens and put that on Alolan. Probably a smart decision. But I could get a Pokédoll. I think Riolu might be a good choice for us, just to have a backline steal. Tank might be good too. Yeah, we'll think about getting that later. Because we could get the fairy overlap. Okay. That could be another green orb for Mawile. Alright, we'll drop this. Pick that up later, maybe. Okay, we're gonna ignore that. Okay, we get that. Don't think we're gonna go for Amorphous or Dragon, so I don't think we'll Goom. So we're looking for an Evo on this, and most definitely this. Okay. There we go. I'll grab that just in case we decide to put that on the team. Okay. Kind of want that steel grass back eventually, though. But it's more important that we get this steel team online. Yeah, this fairy team. Why is it always this Yuxi that does so well with this fairy team stuff? Okay. Okay, he got the magnet. I think we grab this and give Pokédoll to our Sandslash. To help pull aggro onto him. I'll stick him here too. Okay, we can make a semi-backline caster. And we will get to 7 next round and put Riolu in. We might consider putting Shellder in, because that gives us Rock and another Ice. So we might be able to get to Ice 4. We're beating the Psychic team, which is the number 1 slot, which I like. Okay, level, stick Riolu in. I think we'll just keep leveling so we can get the legendary in. As much as I would like to find the Evo for this and Vevroom. We also could put the items on King Klinklang. Especially if we get a magnet. And we beat that team. Is everyone a banded steel? That guy's still going partial steel. That guy's also going steel. Hopefully we can knock them out, and I think that their Pokemon go back in the pool if you knock them out. Okay. I want a magnet. So we can give these items to the Klang in the back. Okay. Taking this. I need a steel. Please keep us in the steel region. No, now I'm gonna need a Ditto. Do we have human? No. I only got Maul Metal then. Oh. That's kind of bad, actually. Okay. I do not like the things bashing me back. Okay, we need to have this here, I think. We'll also put this in. Okay. Taking this. Put on the clang in the back. Okay, I don't think Riolu's going in. I'm gonna put Tinkatank in. I think we want to do something like this. Rielu's not going in, that's probably not going in. We could get Amorphous in. No, we don't have Steel Gumi anymore. Okay. Okay, that's probably gonna be our 9th. If we get to 9. Porygon. Maybe Porygon over Vivillon. Since we can't get Vivillon anymore. So we'll work on leveling then. Because now the Evos are kind of in place at the moment. Okay. I think we do this. Stick this on the Mawile, stick you in the back. I'll do that, because I don't have time to think about repositioning. good against this team. Fortunately, we don't have dittos to finish off stuff, but that's fine. Okay. I think we hard level next level to 9 and stick our final steel in. No, we get knocked out, but we're in 4th. Not too shabby, I guess. I think we'll gain a little elo off of this, too. Yeah, 1 elo. Not too bad, considering we don't really know how to play with all these new synergies in. Kind of funny it has a new item, but it keeps replacing it with the old one. We have some pretty strong teams here. Monster, Dark, totally destroying. Guess there's some slight buffs to Guzzlord. I think we should have been able to beat this guy. No, he beat us. And this guy's just the pure fairy. I think we beat him 1 round, but he's got Zacian now, so he should probably stomp all over us. Still, pretty fun games tonight, playing around with some of the new stuff. Don't know if I'll show this one off. Maybe I'll do a double video because we got 2 losses, but we could showcase some of the new changes. And we'll try for some better games tomorrow to start kicking off a new month. But anyways, if you watch the end, thank you. Have a good day.